There's a man in D.C. He stands 6'3". He's fighting. AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you on a Friday morning at 6:05. Weather's beautiful outside. Let's see. It's going to be high today at 72, 50 degrees out right now. It feels great. It feels great. I think it's gonna be a whole good week. It shows a slight chance of rain every day, single digits up till Tuesday, 17%, 19% for Wednesday, so looks like there's be some cloud cover. That's not bad. That's all good. Phone lines are open 928-344-5258. Well, you made it. The holidays are over. Time to, regroup, get yourself up, get back to work. It's Friday morning. Yeah, tomorrow's a weekend. Seems weird. For those of you that are still working that are going in today, uh, a few I got more information here than I can cover, but something I haven't covered a lot on Yuma, but I do want to cover as long as you got a new calendar out in front of you, or if you got a fresh calendar, uh, barbecue and brew is going to return to downtown Yuma in February. So yeah, it's coming. For those of you, only if you like barbecue or if you like beer, should be most of you. It's going to take place on Main Street, February 28th, from noon to 9 p.m. Live music, a lot of vendors, a lot of activities, food, of course, and and a lot of microbreweries and stuff. So it'll be always a good time. Always a good time. Want to do that for sure. Henry Valenzuela has announced he's running for city council. I need to talk to him. I mean, I've talked to Henry many times over the years. He's been an activist for a long time. Police officer, goes to Yuma meetings uh, quite a bit and complains. He does. Yeah, like when the pack was being built, he was an advocate. Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! They're lying. He brought a lot of attention to the finances and all that, but it ended up he didn't know what he was talking about. I don't think. And the pack ends up being a great success. It's been a great success. It's been a wonderful thing. He would have stopped it, but he likes to roll up his sleeves and get in the ring. He's throwing his hat in the ring here. We've got 3 city council members that are not, uh, that have to, terms are ending, they rerun. Art Morelos is not running again. He said he's not going to. And I like Art, a good guy. Leslie McClendon and Carol Smith are both running for reelection, and I have nothing but good things to say about either one of those. Venezuela says, I've had a lifetime of service. I want to continue to serve the community. That's why I'm running. I think we've come a long way as a community. I think we continue to grow, and that's what I'm looking forward to. Let's go you're on the air. Good morning.
Morning, Frank.
Well, how are you, Matt and Mike, up bright and early on a Friday?
Yeah, I already did one, and now I'm sitting in the McDonald's parking lot next to Starbucks waiting for another one.
Oh, that's right.
But
Everybody's open today, but I think most people did end up opening yesterday, most restaurants.
oh yeah, most restaurants, fast food, gas stations, all
Yeah.
that was just fine.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you left the phone line open, and
It happens. It does.
yeah, you ready for a couple of Uber stories?
Shoot. Let me know.
One of my very first experiences doing Lyft, actually, I decided to go out to Tucson, where my brother lived at the
Uh-huh.
time, and check out the big city because it didn't seem like there was a whole heck of a lot going on in Podunk, Yuma.
Right.
And where I think it's Congress Street or Congress Avenue is there.
I'm not. I've been there many times. I'm not real familiar with the whole layout, but yeah.
It's basically the downtown. It's where quote unquote skyscrapers are.
Right.
The tallest building in Tucson, and there's literally 5 stars, not 4 streets coming together. It's 5, and I had received a request. I was still getting to know the Lyft app. I've been doing it for a little bit longer, and it was in my hybrid Toyota Highlander, So it was 7-passenger, but, the back seat in those, the older ones was, just barely is more for kids than adults. And so I got an Excel, and it was, uh, I had stopped kind of near the intersection, but a little bit before because I was looking around. I was trying to see. Supposedly, I was at the right spot. All of a sudden, all the doors, except for the rear lift gate, but the front passenger, the two rear doors opened up, and I'll just say an S-ton of college girls hopped in.
Okay.
And
Was it the right ones?
oh
Right.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
my
Yeah.
my vehicle was it shows a picture of the
Yeah.
vehicle, and
Yeah.
and
Oh, yeah, and the
um,
license number and everything.
yeah, and so I doubt they bothered to check the license number, but they could see. And so I started the trip, and then I looked kind of around my right shoulder, and there was someone sitting on the left. There was at least 7 people plus me in a 7-passenger vehicle,
Oh, a little
and I
overloaded, but
yeah,
college girls, they
and
probably 2 in a seat, no problem.
yeah, and
Yeah.
so I didn't see anything. I just minded my
Yeah.
own business, and I dropped them off, and then I looked and I noticed, hey, my dome light's hanging by the wires.
Oh,
One of
no.
them must have kicked it or bumped it getting in,
Right.
and so I took a picture of it and sent it to Lyft for a repair. Guess how much I got?
Nothing. I mean, you probably.
$250, brother.
Are you kidding me?
No, that's what I'm telling you. Remember I said yesterday how drivers learn how to do things, and then the companies overcome those things, and then drivers have another way of going around the leapfrog that goes on. You now have to submit a receipt for a repair.
Oh, I would think so.
Back in the day, man, I just
Oh,
took a picture. I wasn't expecting. I didn't know how much I didn't even think about the reimbursement. I just want to say, hey, I didn't hit the 1 star thing on at Lyft at the time. You only had a few seconds
yeah.
to mark it and then go on, keep looking for more rides. But
Right.
anyways, I just took a picture and I submitted it. I figured, hey, can you unmatch me from these? I don't want these kids in my vehicle again.
Yeah.
And the first response was, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir, for the bad experience you had. We live here, always, here to make sure both drivers and passengers have an excellent experience. Blah 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 blah. You'll
Right.
be hearing from our, I don't remember the service team or customer service or something shortly." And the next email I got is, "We're so sorry, sir, for the damage caused to your vehicle. Here's $250 to take care of
I
the
mean,
repair."
that new light assembly couldn't cost $20.
What a new light assembly! I just put it back up in there.
You just snap it in. Okay.
Yeah, just snapped it in.
Wow. Even if
Uh,
it was broken, it wouldn't be that much. Wow, that's
mm,
crazy.
yeah. All right, on to a quick Uber one
Yeah.
in Phoenix. Um, pick I habla español, as you know,
Yeah.
and so I was picking up in West Phoenix area, kind of the barrio area, and it was at an apartment. Again, it was an XL. This was in my caravan, though I'd already replaced the Highlander, and the I rolled up. I marked I was here. I could see some guys talking. They were behind a wooden gate at a fence at an apartment complex, and they were just taking the time. I slowly started crawling in, and it was only 3 of them, one up front, two in the middle, and they asked me if I could take them to un banco primero. So I said, "Here, we can go to a bank."
Alright.
And I noticed when they came out, they were holding open cans. But keep in mind, this was like 10:30. I know it was before 11 o'clock on a Sunday morning, and they were already 3 sheets to the wind.
Wow.
But the the destination was, I can't remember. I used to remember the name of the place, but it's Alaska something. What is
Yeah.
it? Yeah. Anyways, it was a pole dancing place. So put
Oh,
it that
no. Okay.
way. Okay.
Yeah.
So I can hear someone on their phone in the back arguing, and I'm trying to pay attention. I'm trying to drive safe and everything.
Yeah.
And so we get to the bank. We get out. The guy that needed the ATM uh, got out, walked in front of my hood, went down to where the drive-through area was, walked right past the ATM machine, looked around, didn't find it again. We walked back, finally found the ATM machine, and got his money out and hopped in and just started to go. And uh, they they were arguing. The guy in front was saying, "No, no, no, look, we're not going. We're not going now. I can't go." But the guy in the back is going, "What? It's not even your wife calling. What are you worried about?" And it's all in Spanish, and they're all blah blah blah. And so, anyways, I got them, dropped them off, and one of them had left an open can in the back seat. So
Oh,
again, I took a picture of that and submitted it to Uber for cleaning fee because they left
really?
it
Okay.
messy and dirty. Oh yeah, I was onto the scam at this point.
Yeah.
Um, and I don't remember. They either denied it or they gave me like $50 or something for cleaning. I think they denied it because it wasn't obvious, damage or anything. But yeah, there's ways to make it entertaining.
I'll be
You
gone.
never you never know who you're going to get in, and and that was what was irritating to me. The drunks getting in, after bar closing, last call, whatever, and then just you can imagine how it's Scottsdale's like the bar scene there,
Yeah.
and
And that's why you don't do as many passengers. I know you do it
yeah,
occasionally, but not
yeah,
as
it's just irritating drunk people.
You
And
you mentioned something though, open container. Now, an open container in a car is not legal, but I know in
mhm,
like a limo or something, you can have an open container.
correct,
Yeah,
but not in a little Highlander or Dodge
yeah,
Caravan. So
generally. So it
the
shouldn't have been there in the
driver,
first place. Yeah,
right, but the driver probably held responsible too.
correct. Right, correct.
So
Although you don't necessarily know if somebody just jumps in the car, you're
mm,
not really a party to that.
yeah,
But,
yeah. I
yeah.
had them jumping in, without towels, just out of the swimming pool, and my seat is soaking wet. You
Yeah, well, the
can't, can't,
occupant's gonna
no,
not like
you
that.
can't. I had to go offline. I had to wait for it to dry. Took me
Yeah.
out for a couple hours, and I had a guy here in Yuma come out. They told me people that walked through the door, yeah, he got a little overserved. He had either a Walmart or a Fry's bag hung on each ear, and
Oh
it
gosh.
kept it all inside. Nothing splattered or got on my carpet or anything, but
Wow.
just
Hey, um,
yeah.
I, um, the, uh, the grading, I know that, when a Uber driver comes or something, you put
Hmm.
5-star, 4-star, whatever it is, on there.
And they used to allow us to do that for the passengers.
I thought
They
they
no
did do
longer
that for
allow
the
it.
passengers.
They no longer do. They no longer. No, the passengers can rate the drivers. Drivers can no longer give a thumbs up or thumbs down for the passenger.
Oh, god, I thought that would be handy,
Yeah,
because there's
absolutely. That's why they took it away.
because some passengers started getting nobody wanting
No.
to pick them up,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
so they took it away.
yeah.
Oh, so the unruly passengers are going to be
You don't know unless you recognize, the house. They give you a little map preview of where you're picking up and where you're dropping off, and
yeah,
sometimes you can have a pretty good. Oh, I know this time of day, this day of the week, this neighborhood. I know who that is. So no
okay.
thanks. I'm not going to even grab that order.
So
That grab that
and
ride.
they used to advertise no tips or anything, and then they changed the whole pay structure and they put tips
Hmm.
in.
Now,
Yeah, now
when
it's
you
in there.
now on Uber, Eats, when I order from myself, because you at the car lot.
Yeah,
I'll order something for myself. I always put 0 tip, and then I put in a little note. If you deliver to the right place, if you deliver, promptly, I'm also a driver, I will add a tip. Because in my neighborhood, across the freeway there's an alley that goes in between us and the mobile home park. People are constantly turning down that road, especially for DoorDash, because that's what DoorDash map takes them. But you
okay.
have to be an idiot to not see the sign for 30th place, turn and go straight. It's right there.
Okay.
But so, yeah,
So
I am,
I thought the tip was an afterthought. Do you mean there was a way to even put a tip in up front?
on DoorDash, on Grubhub, and on the, I another one I do is called Roadie,
Uh-huh.
and it's now owned by, uh, UPS, but they're a delivery company for, like, Home Depot or, uh, Walgreens. They do different things that are not normal on Uber Eats and DoorDash. But anyways, they are one of the few that allows you to adjust the tip, and Walmart will allow you to the drivers and both in the Walmart Spark and the Uber Eats app, you have 24 hours to wait to see if you're even going to get a tip. They'll tell you this is how much it's supposed to be with tip. That's what you make your decision on whether the
To
pickup and delivery is worth it or not. And then you have to hope all goes well and they're happy.
oh, because
And
they can put down whether you give a $10 tip and then zero it out.
correct.
Ah, ah,
And
imagine that does happen. Yeah.
in the industry, it's called tip baiting.
Uh,
It happens a lot. Again, it's on the Reddit forums quite
yes,
a bit.
it sounds too good to be true. It probably isn't.
Yep.
Yeah,
That's why, like I told you, that $34 Uber Eats the other day, I was wondering, there's something wrong here. But it
yeah.
paid out. It paid out the full
Oh,
amount. I was happy with that.
yeah, well, then you earned it. All right.
Yep.
I
So
appreciate it,
I'll
my
let you
friend.
go.
Take
I
care.
got to get ready. Got my daughter in Mexico, and we're heading to San Diego for the weekend. We'll
Have
go.
fun. All right.
We'll do.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, they're picking the garbage up for the, studio, the trash truck there, so the dog likes to announce that, so let us know. Thank you, Lexi. Oh, I'm glad we're getting trash picked up. Let's see. What to expect from Arizona lawmakers? Phone lines are open, by the way, 928-344-5258. The because we're in a new year and lawmakers are gonna go back to work. Uh, they've already filed more than 200 bills for the upcoming legislative season. They include bills on electronics, groundwater infrastructure, cyber, cryptocurrency bills, and 11 ballot measures have been proposed so far. House Concurrent Resolution 201 will cut off any early voting on Friday before election. I hope that one gets through. I do. It would bar voters from voting after polls close and require mail voters to confirm their mailing address every 2 years. Sounds like common sense. Probably won't make it. House Concurrent Resolution 2004, Senate Concurrent Resolution 100 or 1004 would ban red light cameras. That came up a few years ago, man. I remember people in Phoenix were really mad about that. Red light cameras. Uh, my son lived in Phoenix at the time, so it's been a while, and it slowed traffic down. It worked. People were mad. Said they was causing traffic accidents because people were hitting the brakes because the traffic cameras were fixed. They didn't move around even. They were fixed and saying it's gone, but it wasn't true. The traffic actually reduced traffic accidents. According to police reports and everything, but they got them canceled. I mean, public opinion got them canceled, and I guess is keep it that way. Um, Senate concurrent resolution 1006 ban trans students from multi-occupancy of bathrooms, locker rooms, public schools, bar, school employees from calling students a different pronoun or name without parental permission. Bar employees from calling, oh, you couldn't do it as an employee. Changing the yeah, well, what if the parent gives permission? Then you have to call them he, she, they? Wow. Uh, uh, I just say stop the pronoun nonsense, period. Let it go. Or don't use pronouns anymore. Just call somebody, you know, just leave it blank. Take it out of your vocabulary. House Concurrent Resolution 2005 require lawmakers to finish the legislative session by April 30th. Finishing a session is always, you know, it's always a chore. A lot of times it drags on just because they want to pass things, hold it up, budgets and things. So hold it up. till you get what you want. It's into the 11th hour. You figured, you're more apt to vote for something you don't want to get it done. It's a game. It's always played. Yeah, making it April 30th would probably make some changes because it would speed up that process, and you wouldn't be sitting in legislation, up in Phoenix for months that you shouldn't. A good comment on this, those were the only few they mentioned as far as, proposed, ballot measures. The governor cannot veto those. It goes directly to the voters. Yeah. So it something on here says you can expect both parties to focus on affordability. I think that's absolutely true. It's that the whole nation's doing that. You know, of course, Donald Trump was about affordability, and Donald Trump was pushing that. He brought in Doge, he brought in affordability, but he wanted to cut out the nonsense, find the fraud, and he's working hard on affordability. Well, the Democrats jumped on board because they didn't have a single issue that was popular. There was no popular issues with the Democrats. They were pro open borders, anti police, anti ICE, um, you know, pro paying illegals, open tabs for illegals. It was just nuts what they stood for. The climate change, green energies, heavy regulations, hating success, businesses that are successful. But now they're going to focus on affordability, which I hope is true, not just an affordability bill that says it's an affordability bill, but that we spend money. Uh, but Warren Peterson, who's the Senate president, says Arizonans want affordable living, to safe neighborhoods, and a government that strengthens, not weakens our economy. While the while the governor vetoes saw progress, Senate Republicans can remain focused on protecting taxpayers, upholding Arizona's freedom, preventing the radical left from turning our state into California. And keep in mind, it's election year coming up. So the Dems are going to jump on board with that. In fact, Katie Hobbs, our governor, who's up for re-election, she told reporters in mid-December that she hopes to work with the Republicans. Wow, I'm surprised the building didn't catch on fire. She hopes to work with Republicans, and affordability is a top priority for both lawmakers and Arizonans. Wow, that's really wearing a different hat just for the election. If you look at the plan the legislative Republicans introduced, affordability is at the top of their agenda. So I think we can work together to get some things done. Now that's 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 Miss Veto. Veto Katie Hobbs. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Morning, Russ.
Well, good morning, sir.
Did they pass the Sealy Act?
I don't know.
You don't know.
What is it? What are you talking about?
The Sealy mattress for sleeping on the job.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Nobody's sleeping on the job, I don't think.
Yeah, Bernie called us all a bunch of worthless know nothings.
Well,
Said that we better get the picture quick. From the
you're talking Bernie Sanders?
yeah,
He's still alive. Okay.
yeah, still running his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. The
Says we better
socialist,
have
the
learned
socialist
yeah,
Sanders. Yes.
yeah,
The,
yeah.
the
I
one, the
looked
one
up
that owns multiple houses and flies in private planes and is a socialist.
right. Bernie saying, "Oh yeah, he's all over the news saying we're just losers. We better get the picture of what happened
Yeah.
in the
What, meaning the Republicans are just losing?
yeah."
Wow. He's got more aggressive. He did that whole no oligarch tour with AOC, walking off of private jets, onto the tarmac
Right,
with
right,
red carpets
right.
every day.
Well, now he's on the Mondula. Oh, excuse me,
Mondani?
Mondami list. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
up there with Mondami now.
That guy does. He's a ferociously good speaker.
Who?
Mondani.
Yeah.
I'm not talking content. I'm just talking delivery. So he's going to sway a lot of weak minds to believe that socialism's good, to believe, throwing businesses into the fire is good.
Right.
I mean, he's going
Well,
to make them believe he can take over everything.
Yeah.
He's like a ferociously powerful speaker, but his content, is horrible. He's going to drive them into poverty.
Well, this is what they ought, the Republicans in New York, what's left of them, ought to demand.
What?
If he's such a democratic socialist, right?
Well, that's his
Right,
self-described, and
right,
he's
right,
screaming it right now. He's
right,
screaming it.
right, right. So him and all his family should give up all their wealth and divide it up between the
Now,
citizens of.
now, see, Ted, you come here and start talking stupid. Look, he
I
doesn't.
ain't talking
You're
stupid.
talking stupid. It's not good. Nothing like that. Nothing like that is even close to being reality. This is a gather wealth scheme. It is not a give it up scheme. It's not serious. He's about everybody else living on crumb. But don't worry about
Right.
it. We'll give you housing. We'll give you food. We'll give you everything you need. You just bow to the oligarch, which is Mandani. He'll control it all. He'll take properties away from businesses and property owners. He'll give you everything you need. But look, in the history of the world, the those types of governments that give you everything you need take it from you. They can take your livelihood. They can
I
take
know
it right
that.
back.
I know that, but since he wants it so bad, him and his family should give up their wealth and divide it amongst the
Well,
taxpayers in New York.
that's an argument no one's going to listen to. Because we know it's not true. We know he's going to live in wealth. We know he's going to surround himself
Mhm.
with all that, and he's another politician that I mean, he came in with money. He's raised with money, but I guarantee you it's going to grow like a weed. I mean, like Nancy Pelosi, like AOC and the others. I mean, they're going to enrich themselves. But that's the
Mhm.
way this was do it. Unlike Trump, who says, "Let me buy the ballroom for you."
Right.
Right? He's not going to buy anything for you. He's going to take the power of the state, the the power of government, and punish people that have, and pass it out to the have-nots, and he'll win complacency from them all. Of course, he takes his cut.
So we've got a Bernie Benito Mussolini going on up there.
Correct.
There you go.
Yeah. And
Well,
it's
thank
it,
you for
it,
listening to.
yeah.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, it's interesting to watch because we're watching them, put put the wood down for the bonfire right now,
Mhm.
because it's going to destroy things. I mean, I was shocked by how many people packed the bags as soon as he won the election.
I,
But they
I
s-
wouldn't.
but they saw this one big time coming, and they're escaping right now, escaping a lot of it.
Right. Well, hey, check this out. I talked to my mother yesterday in Tennessee.
Yeah,
Boeing is moving a huge operation into Tennessee
yeah.
out of California.
I thought it was out of Illinois.
Uh, they say one's coming from one of the
Yeah,
plants
they
coming from
yeah they
Boeing
probably
in
they,
Tennessee.
yeah they probably have businesses all over. I mean, and California's been losing
Right,
them like crazy businesses,
right.
and you would think that Newsom would panic, but I don't think he cares. I mean, he's term limited. He's building his bank account. He's building his retirement. He's building, a reputation that the left loves because he fights every day. He creates chaos, and then he says, "I'm gonna fix it," kinda like
Right,
Tim
right.
Walz says out loud. He doesn't say it out loud. Tim Walz says, "I'm responsible for all the fraud, but I'm the guy that's gonna fix it."
Well, I think Newsom will be the next president.
No,
You don't think?
no. I don't even think the Dems gonna put him at the top of the ticket. See, and that's not really won on the Democrat side by election. That's that's not the way that works, man. How
Well,
many
let
how
me
many
get off
elections
here.
did Kamala win to get the Democratic Party?
She won that election. It was stolen from her, Russ. That election was
Oh, you
stolen
mean
from
against
her.
Trump? I mean for the primary.
Yeah.
How did she get that primary nod? Huh? How did she get that? Yeah, there wasn't a single person voted for her.
It's all in how you look at it.
Yeah, well, I look at it with sober eyes, man.
I know.
Thank you, buddy.
Well, you have a lovely day. Let me
You
get
too.
off here and
Very good. All right, man.
bye.
Bye-bye. We'll be right back. AM 560.
New Year's holiday weekend weather forecast: partly cloudy and 72 on Friday, 55 on Friday night, cloudy and 73 on Saturday, cloudy and 56 on Saturday night, 74 and partly cloudy on Sunday.
We're the comfort experts, people you can trust. Ask our customers. That's why they count on us. Over 50 years of service, keep us going strong. We've got a name you can depend upon. Hamburger refrigeration. Hamburger, count on us.
My name is Alan. I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Spend on application may vary. Online health questions required.
560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you. It's 6:36 on a Friday morning. I was talking about Arizona law. Phone lines are open, 928-344-5258. Arizona lawmakers are getting ready to go back at it. Katie Hobbs is pushing that she's going to work with Republicans on the affordability. It's at the top of the agenda. We can work together. Legislature will return to work January 12th. And the governor's going to release her budget proposal later that week. What do you want to bet there's things in there I don't agree with? Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Oh, happy Friday, Russ.
Happy Friday to you, Carl.
Yeah. Well, we made it to another week.
Made it to another year and a week.
Yeah. I told my wife before I went to bed, I said, well, I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
And I got it happened. So
there you go. You're ahead of the game.
You were talking about what happened in New York. Well, in Arizona, we're just one vote away from being a chance to turn into New York. That little gal's name is Michelle Pena. And I'm a right or wrong, tell me, because that's the way I look at it.
Well, I think she's a key player and she's the right girl to vote for. I don't know that we're not able to pick up seats other places, but Michelle Pena has definitely saved our butt and kept us in the majority by one because of Michelle Pena winning a district that nobody thought she could. And she's phenomenal. She's phenomenal. And we need to support her and push and keep her in there, regardless if she's still the tiebreaker or not. Doesn't matter. She stands on her own.
Yeah, well, I've got to know because they have to put up some campaign signs.
Yeah.
And she did go out and we put up campaign signs. And I tell you what, very, very, very awesome lady, really.
Oh, she's a trooper, man. I like her. And she gets the job done.
Yeah. And that's what we're looking at. So the Republicans, I'm going to say we the people, we have to really, in Yuma, we have to say, what kind of town do we want to have? Do we want to keep it like it is, which is just fantastic? Or do we want to give everything that people don't deserve it?
Well, I agree. I agree with you. And there's those that will disagree that thinks, no, if we put some liberal ideals in there, we'll be better. We'll give things to people. Well, look at how that's working in Chicago. Look at how that's working in California. How's that working in New York City? How's that working in all these liberal sanctuary counties or sanctuary cities where they have higher crime rates while the crime rate in the country is going down? It's just they support criminals and they demonize success.
Well, our town in Yuma is run by great people.
Yeah, it is.
And we the people just have to keep putting them in there.
Yes, and we need to look at the big picture. On the big picture, look at what the Democrats stand for. Look what the Democrats are doing. Look what the Democrats are pushing At the same time, they're smiling like Mandami, giving great fiery speeches, and I'm going to be better for you. And he's got his hands in your pocket. Because yeah, you're going to get cheaper rent, and he's going to own you, and you're not going to have a job because the businesses that produce jobs are taking a hike. They're out of there.
Yeah, the problem with all this is he's going to make a lot of money taking money away from me, giving it to somebody that doesn't deserve it, and then make a lot of money doing it.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me.
They support corruption. They support illegal activity. They support illegal aliens. They support giving money, giving shelter to people in the country illegally, even if they're crime ridden, and then ignoring veterans, ignoring hardworking people.
Okay, well, let's go right back to Adelina Brahova then. The first thing she did or done, or what I want to say, is go down to the border and fight with ICE, and then cry. She got sprayed with mace.
Yeah.
Well, she should have had the handcuffs on.
We knew who Adelina was. We did. And she's trying, and she's working really hard to make a name for herself. She sees the Jasmine Crockett's and the AOCs, and the Mandanis, and she wants to be another one of those types that's going to be promising everything and taking it from them.
Okay, that here's my problem with that.
Yeah.
What gives her the right to be able to go down to a bus that's going on, people are being rounded up for doing something illegal? What gives her the right to go down and interfere? I don't have the right to go down and interfere, and you don't have the right to go interfere.
If she crossed the line, they would have arrested her. But obviously, she was rallying others to do more. She wasn't really. I mean, she was down there protesting. Everyone's got the right to do that. Everybody, including an elected official. But yes, do I think it goes a little bit far? And an elected official doing that is obscene because people are going to rally. Well, if she can do it, I can do that and more. And yeah, we end up getting people hurt. I think so. And I think the crazies that are on edge, when you get leaders in our country, political leaders that are calling them thugs and kidnapping people at night without warrants and all that stuff, all that garbage that they're spewing, that gets unhinged people more unhinged and dangerous. And we have Border Patrol agents die. We have ICE agents attacked. Yeah.
And that's the reason. That's the reason why, as a congressman, she had no business at all being there. And
well, she does have the business being there, though. That's her district, and she's allowed to be there. I'm not going to say she can't be on the streets. She's allowed to be there, man.
Well, am I allowed to go down and interfere with something going on in you?
No, you'll get arrested, and you'll get arrested. Right, and if she crossed that line, she'd have got arrested too.
Well,
obviously, they didn't feel she crossed the line, or they would have put handcuffs on her.
Well, there's a lot of guys on TV that you see. I guess you did get arrested, didn't you, for throwing bricks at cars?
Sure, some of them have. But she's pulling people up to do it.
That's right.
And that's, let's talk about morals. Let's talk about good judgment. Let's talk about what you're trying to accomplish. She's anti-ICE. She's anti-law and order. She's pro-illegal alien that's breaking laws or not.
Yep.
She doesn't care. She thinks that's a cause she's going to live and die by. We need to make sure that her political career ends on it.
Yes.
We'll see.
Real quick.
Yeah. Well, but it's not happening widespread yet in the country. But it's encouraging to see an article where our governor, who's very liberal, says, "I want to work with Republicans on affordability," because affordability is their new buzzword. I just don't know what affordability means to her. Does it mean the same thing that it means to us? I don't know. I don't know.
What it means is Alinsky's rules for radicals to me.
Well, affordability should be that we don't have high inflation, that prices are fair, but it doesn't mean the government starts taking over the apartment buildings or starts putting rent freezes and doing all those socialistic things, which always backfire. The thing is to have open markets and having less bureaucracy and let people make choices and take away the restrictions that you're having on building.
That's what makes it all work.
Yeah, exactly.
You cannot control if I'm going to make a product and then you're going to tell me how much I'm going to pay for it. Well, pretty soon it's going to cost me a lot more to pay for it than it is. Like a
Well,
house.
yeah, we've tried all that. We've tried it all. I mean,
Yeah, it
Nixon
doesn't work.
had freezes on things, and all the workarounds made everything but just much more expensive. And it was not. It's not the way to attack it. You know, you attack
Yeah.
it in other ways. Reducing bureaucracies and opening markets, not start having government intervention. Businesses are smart enough to work around it. Businesses are smart
Yeah.
enough to survive,
But
but the
then
people
what's bad?
suffer.
Yeah, but then after they do all that, then they start stealing real bad from
You
you.
start doing rent freezes, no one's going to build. You start putting
Yeah,
undue pressure on
yeah,
landowners, no one's going to be a landowner. We're just going
yeah.
to we're going to stop being productive. And Mandani knows it. Now he's talking about taking them over himself. And that doesn't surprise me.
But don't you think President Trump will take away all the federal money away from them?
If he, if I hope so, and if Mandani goes in there and he's on programs that are federally funded, and he's not following federal rules like making sure that they only go to the right people, then he has to pull it away. Trump has to pull it away. That's just the rules. The rules are going to be followed. I know as much as the Democrats want to break the rules, well, the rules don't apply to us because we do good work, is their attitude. Because we care about people, so rules don't apply to us. Well, they do apply. And if you want the rules changed, you do that through Congress. You do that through legislature. Well,
Yeah,
they can't get that done because nobody's going to vote for it. Nobody's going to vote for a policy that says we give everything to illegals. We give all the taxpayer money to illegals based on what they need or can steal. No one's gonna be okay with that. So they're having to do it behind the scenes. They're having to do it differently, and now they're getting caught more and more. And we probably are at the tip of the iceberg. We probably don't have the whole thing yet, but now there's a willingness to at least talk about it.
yes. And
Yeah.
I think it's all. I think Minnesota is going to be the one that's going to really wake people up how bad they were stealing from us.
Minnesota right now is under a magnifying glass, and they're under the gun. And they're screaming and yelling, and their story changes every day on Tim Walz. So first, it's not happening. You're just there's just a few players. There's white supremacy doing in this and all that. And then finally he says, "Okay, it's going on. I'm responsible, but I'm going to fix it." Well, he started off there's nothing to fix, nothing to fix, and
Okay.
now he's going to fix it because he's desperately trying to get the federal government from looking at the books. They start looking at the books, they're going to find a lot more. And that's what they're
That's
in there
true.
right now, looking at the books, and they shut everything down as far as payments. All payments are suspended, not to Somalis, to everything, all payments to
That's
all of
true.
them until they open the books. And
And
that's what, and then they say, "Oh, you're just doing it because of to the Somalians." No, you're not. You're doing it to all the programs because Minnesota can't be trusted to monitor it. Minnesota can't be trusted to run the program, and that's their job. That's what their charge is. They run the programs. Feds write the checks.
Yep. And from what I understand in Yuma, because I know people that are on SNAP,
Yeah.
and from what I understand, could be wrong, is the SNAP program was shut down in Yuma, and now you got to go back and talk to the people and make sure the people that need it get it, and the people that don't won't get it.
I
So,
didn't know that was going on, but that's good. That's good. That's exactly what they're doing right now in Minnesota. And people are
Mhm.
screaming that it's racist because they're shutting down the Somalis. They're not shutting down the Somalis. They're telling Minnesota, you start following the rules, pulling up the books. The checks are frozen until you do it. And we'll
yeah,
open them up when you start showing us the books. So everybody's got to be registered. We got to see receipts, and we got to see names and addresses and all that kind of stuff so we can double check your work because we don't trust you.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't like me, you're racist.
And you're racist.
Yeah, you're racist. You know,
Yeah.
I guess, like you say, I am very racist because I don't like people that steal from me.
Well, that's right. Right. If you're talking that fraud's a race, then yeah, I'm racist. I'm
Yeah,
anti-fraud. Yeah.
I don't know what is racist. You know, it's just a word that they use to beat each other up with.
It's lost its
It's like,
meaning. We don't.
yeah,
People used to cower at the thought, like I can't do this because I'll be called a racist. Now it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Go ahead, call me a racist
Yeah.
because we know you just lost the argument. That's all it means.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Thank you, buddy.
anyway, have a very good year, I guess we could say now, can't we?
Yeah, we'll have a Friday, a good year. We'll have a good weekend,
Yeah.
the whole bit. How about that?
And I think this would be a good year for all we the people to get off our duff and make sure that we keep it on the radio.
Thank you, sir. Take care.
Bye.
And be right back. 56.
The Desert Lily Annual Quilt Show is coming Friday and Saturday, January 9th and 10th at the Yuma Civic Center with hundreds of beautiful quilts and wearable art items on display. See the special quilts celebrating America's 250th birthday. There'll be items for sale at the country stores and a fat quarter basket drawing. Admission is just $10. Tickets for your chance of winning the Love in a Mist quilt. Proceeds to benefit the Hanson House. The Desert Lily Annual Quilt Show, January 9th and 10th at the Yuma Civic Center. Don't miss it.
Hey, Yuma, Saturday and Sunday, don't miss Murphy's Gun Show at the Yuma County Fairgrounds. If you didn't get exactly what you wanted for Christmas, start the new year off right by giving yourself the gift you really wanted from Murphy's Gun Show. You'll find firearms, holsters, antiques, scopes, knives, and more all under one roof. It's happening this weekend at the Yuma County Fairgrounds in the Legacy Building. Doors open at 9 a.m. Admission is just $10. Get more information online at murphysgunshows.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow. My husband Ryan died. Never thought in a million years I'd have to use life insurance when the unexpected happens. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/term. That's ethos.com/term.
Application may vary. Health questions required.
AM 560 KBLU. Let's start back with you. It's already 6:51 in on a Friday morning. The phone lines are open 928-344-5258. I'm going to talk about Putin a little bit. Putin just gave a speech. It's at New Year's Eve, and like most world leaders are recognized at that time. So his basic thing is Russia is not backing down in Ukraine. Kind of consumed the speech a little bit, and he's vowed victory. And it's been almost 4 years. And in fact, the anniversary is going to be February 24th, and it'll be 4 years. That's just amazing. I would have made a lot of money bet that the thing would have lasted 4 years, because I don't think anybody expected that to last 4 years. He's framing the whole thing that Russia is fighting the conflict for the nation's survival. We're fighting for the nation's survival. And keep in mind, they invaded. They weren't invaded. They invaded. Let me take a phone call. You're on the air.
Listen, good morning, Russ.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. Did you watch the Madonna inauguration?
I saw enough of it just to make me ill. And I'll tell you, the guy is a fiery, great speaker. When he takes the lectern, that guy is as good as anybody at really rallying the troops. Now, the stuff coming out of his mouth is pure crap. But
exactly. Well, he studied the Bamboozler charter.
Right.
That's what Bamboozler say. You got to sound like you know what you're talking about. You got to look authoritative and sound authoritative. That's what Bamboozler says.
And he sounds like a fighter. He's kind of a Trump kind of guy. Like, we're going to do something special and do something different. Difference is Trump really is doing that, and he's going to undo it.
Well, here's what I'm on. That nobody's talking about what he did. Do you know that Bernie Sanders gave him the oath? You know that?
I did not know. It doesn't surprise me.
Bernie Sanders from Vermont.
Wow.
Right in New York, and they started the inauguration with a great big huge hug. How many times have you seen a judge hug the president before the president took an oath?
Never.
Right. That's my point. Now, he took the oath with his hand on the Quran.
Well, he's Muslim, isn't he?
Yes, he is. What I'm saying.
Yeah.
Most of them use the Bible.
Yes.
But he did it on the Quran. Well, everybody that I know of that use the Bible. he took it on the Quran. Now I don't know if you know the significance of that, but the significance of him going on the Quran gives him a license to invoke Sharia law in New York City. That's what it does.
I don't.
I'm pointing out some future problems here. And the sign that was above behind him, you'd think that he was being inaugurated to be emperor of the world. I mean, it's big. And you look at the people look at the faces, you'd think that he was a god. That's dangerous as hell. I mean, they've got this awe look in their face. You know what the expression I'm talking about? They got their mouth open and their eyes are just bug-eyed, like they can't believe they're seeing God.
Oh, he's absolutely swaying, his constituents. He is. I mean, they're filled with just passion when he starts speaking.
Well, the speech that he gave, you'd think that he was going to change the world.
Yeah.
But anyway, what happened here is he took charge of the world's most powerful economic center. Is what he did. New York City is the world's economic capital. You know that. More money goes through New York than any other city in the world. That makes it the capital. Even when before, that's why they went after the Twin Towers. 50,000 people worked in those Twin Towers, and it was certainly. And all they did was, I think they did like a couple of $100 million a day in business in the Twin Towers when they knocked it down. That's what they're going after New York for. That's why he's in mayor. Who knows how much he spent to get financed? But anyway, the key that I want to tell you is what he did was he declared war on New York landlords. So he's off and running.
He's not making any bones about it, buddy. I mean, he absolutely declared war on them.
Yeah, he did.
And these idiots that are renting are applauding, thinking that's great. We'll just get rid of all the owners.
Well, the reason for his war. You remember when Russia had government-owned food stores and they had empty shelves and lines going around the block for like miles?
Of course.
Well, that's what's going to happen in New York. These Americans are just stupid. They really are. At least I've only found one, maybe in 100 people that I talked to, because I end up having to explain everything that I'm talking about. And that is just wrong. Because a conversation is supposed to take you on a journey. You know that because you're a talk show host.
Yeah.
Well, most people don't know that. You got to be educated to that point. When you speak, take them on a journey. You may start your journey, but you can't put the damn book down. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
But yeah. So anyway, and by the way, it's just we're in trouble because we already got 10 states that's in communist control. And people. Well, not call them that, except me, but they call them blue states. No, they're not. They should be red. Red is the communist color red.
Yeah, I'm running that overnight. But I tell you, we may be in trouble, but we've got a pathway to success like never before.
I don't think so. I think the blocker that the people that I talked to, they were Trumpers, but they're not anymore. See, if when these $18 trillion worth of manufacturing business come online next year, if that doesn't turn the tide, nothing will for the midterms. I'm looking at the dumbest group in the world are going to turn out, and they're going to put the midterms back to the Democratic communist control. That's what I'm thinking. If they do that, it's going to just stop the train.
It's possible. It's possible the House is lost. It is possible. But it's not a done deal by any means.
Well, from where I sit, it is.
Well,
because the Republicans are relying. Number one, most Republicans don't look at Marjorie Taylor Greene jumping the ship, and she was a staunch reporter now.
Yeah, she was. But she was always volatile. But I don't understand her. But I'm going to be calling you in the middle of November, telling you I told you so when the Republicans hold on.
Yeah. but that's a problem we have with Republicans. They don't circle the wagons and they don't stay the course. They're wishy-washy bunch of fucking idiots. They really. I don't want. Look at Arizona.
Yeah.
We put the governor to a Democrat, and Hobbs. That you go to Terry Lake, and she swears that election was rigged, and I kind of agree with Terry Lake.
I do,
because and this state even elected the guy that rigged Maricopa County elections. They elected him to be
Secretary.
Hey,
hey, I got to run top of the hour, buddy. Got to go, man. Take care.
Bye-bye.
I'll be back though. AM 560 KBLU.
This is News Talk 560 KBLU. Yuma.
A threat in a Trump truth. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Very early this morning, the president sent a message to Iran. On Tuesday, of Iran violently killed peaceful protesters. The U.S. with their rescue, adding we're loaded and ready to go. Some Iranian officials have replied, warning American intervention would cause chaos and destroy U.S. interests as protests rage in Iran today.
Social media is filled with videos of protests across Iran with chants that moved past anger about the economy and collapsed currency, focused as well on the regime's leadership and demand for the return of the Shah, the king. The U.S.-based human rights activist news agency has documented 7 deaths so far.
Jessica Rosenthal and another Trump Truth social post just before dawn. The president posted that White House doctors say he's in perfect health and he aced with a perfect score a cognitive exam. Following a Wall Street Journal story that cites worry showing his age, now 79, when asked about supposedly being caught napping at events, the president told the journal people snap pictures of him mid-blink showing his eyes closed. Minnesota is under even more scrutiny over more alleged fraud. The Small Business Administration blocking thousands of COVID-era loans.
In total, these borrowers were approved for 7,900 PPP and economic injury disaster loans worth approximately $400 million. And this announcement comes as Minnesota's Governor Tim Walz and his administration face scrutiny over billions of dollars in social services fraud. Walz has deflected all blame, but a new report claims the governor received $10,000 from donors tied to Somali daycare center.
Fox is here, and they're still trying to identify the 40 people killed when a fire broke out an hour and a half into the new year in a bar in Switzerland.
The cause of the fire is not officially known, but one witness told a French broadcaster it was firework candles inside a champagne bottle that caused the explosion.
Fox's Rebecca Kister, 115 people lost injured by the fire and the panic rushed to flee. Americans listening to Fox News. Wesley Financial, not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%. And there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-393-1881. That's 800-393-1881. 800-393-1881.
Women is the women's information desk. I'm Jamie Arizona. 3 hours and 11 minutes into the new year, Unaided delivered its first baby of 2026. 26 pounds, the hospital welcomed baby boy Raul into the world. Raul is named after his uncle and grandfather who share the same name. To celebrate the labor and delivery nurses put together a gift basket for both Raul and the first-born baby girl of the new year. Plus, each year people start trying to form a new version of themselves. For most, that comes in the form of visiting the gym more regularly or choosing to work out from home. According to the Health and Fitness Association, around 96 million adults in the U.S. plan to focus their resolutions on health and fitness in 2025. And that can be both a blessing and a curse for gyms. In the past few years, the percentage of people who have abandoned or given up on their resolutions by February has been high. Catch them Keep Set on News 11 every weekday at 5, 6, and 10 p.m. for your latest news, weather, and sports.
AM 560 KBLU. Russ Clark with you at 7:04 on a Friday morning. It's brand new year, and the first politician to call me is Daniel Gutierrez. He's on the line. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Russ. How you doing?
I'm doing really well. You sound sober. It's 7 o'clock in the morning. You must not have stayed up till 3 in the morning partying.
Oh no. Went to bed at 8 o'clock last night. It went to bed at 10 o'clock New Year's. I tried to stay up. I'm just getting too old for that.
Ah, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to you guys talking, and I figured, you know what? I'm one of those Republicans that stay in the course, so I figured I'd call them.
Yes, you are, man. You are relentless, my friend. You just keep going. That's good.
Yeah. You know, you heard about that? They had that raid at Taco Gyro over here.
No, I didn't.
Gyro. Well, they had that raid where it's been everywhere. Alameda, where they sprayed me in the face with pepper spray.
Oh, that one where the fake spray. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was there that day.
Right. So you got to see
I came in
firsthand how much
with
she was abused and everything.
Yeah. Well, I came in with TPD. I arrived at the same time TPD did,
Uh-huh.
and I saw her there, and she wasn't sprayed. That was crazy. But I was confronted by some radical older white folks.
Well, that's
all her supporters there were all white people
isn't that weird?
in a Mexican neighborhood.
I know. It's like that in the whole country, though. We got these white females mostly, that are middle-aged and just fighting for every minority that they can think of.
Well, it was crazy because they saw me walking up and they said, "Well, Mr. Buchanan, these are your people." I said, "Hey, listen, I just came to see what's going on."
Yeah.
And they said, "Well, they're kidnapping these people." And Trump said he was only going to take the worst of the worst. So I asked him, "Do you know these people?" "Well, no." "So you don't know they're not the worst of the worst." Turned out they were the worst of the worst. They were human trafficking.
See how you are asking just serious questions. Mate, you ruined their day, man.
Yeah. Well, as I walked away, and this is the funny part, because as I said, they were a bunch of old white liberals
Yeah?
that were doing the protesting. As I walked out of there, the residents of the neighborhood, they were walking out their doors and saying, "Buenos dias, Mr. Gutierrez."
Wow.
And I said, "Hold on," walked on my way, got in my truck and left.
Wow.
Well, the other day I walked in, I was asked to meet someone over at a restaurant right next to Tacos Gyro. Gyro. Anyways, I said, "Yeah, I can meet you there." So I walked into the restaurant, and it's attached to the same building. And the owner there, a lady, she comes over and she said, "Mr. Gutierrez, it's an honor to have you here." She took my hand, sat me down, asked me if I'd want anything. And I said, "Well, I'm just here to visit with someone." And she goes, "Thank you for standing up for our community."
Wow.
And so, it's not the Hispanics that had a problem with that raid. It was only the radicals, because the Hispanics in the community, they know what's going on there. They just aren't going to say anything, and I can't blame them. They want to live in the community. They just
being vocal would be dangerous for them, I would think.
Yeah,
but they need to be. I would like to see it.
Yes, they do, and we're getting ready to take a bunch of volunteers to Nogales, all Hispanics and Spanish speaking, and we're going to go down to Russ to show them that there are a lot of Republicans that are vocal and standing up, and we need more.
We need people to ask the tough questions, like a Nick Shirley. Nick Shirley is a 23-year-old that went into an area that may have caused him some harm, but he didn't look at that. He looked at the problems he could fix instead of the harm he might endure, and he did such a great job. Same with Charlie Kirk, who did get harmed. But we need to stand up to this stuff, or it will take us over completely.
Yep, I absolutely agree.
And it takes good people to stand up, and it takes good people to say the right things, do the right things. Not the lefties that are going so violent and attacking and burning police cars and screaming and yelling and lying about getting sprayed in the face with mace, which they probably deserved, but or tear gas. But we're getting this radical stuff that's getting all the headlines and everything. And of course, the people that want to say something don't want to get caught in the wake, but we need to do it anyway. You're doing it,
Yep.
and a lot of good people are doing it, and we need to support the people that are going to do it. And of course, the Charlie Cook organization, Turning Point, is going right back into the Prove Me Wrong campaign on college campuses right away this year.
Yep. Well, they got it. They got to keep going, and that's kind of why I decided to continue running, because if I stop and someone else gets into the race,
Yeah.
nobody knows who they are. They'll spend the next, 15 months trying to get everyone to know who they are.
Yeah, but you're up against a mountain, and you don't quit. And I admire that, and we know that district is 2-1 registered Democrats. We know that you're up against a machine that Grijalva had before his daughter took over, that probably is running some things less than legitimate. But you're unafraid, and you're willing, and God bless you. And I want you to stay safe and everything. And I don't know that you've had any promises of physical attacks, but definitely you've been slandered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
it's, I guess, par for the course.
Yeah.
And we just had an incident that's woken up a lot of the Hispanic community. The Flores family had a tragedy happen in their family, and they're one of the older Hispanic families in the community, and they are becoming very outspoken. I went to the press conference with them, and their son, one of the young man in their family, Raul Flores, was shot. He was in critical care, and unfortunately passed away yesterday.
Oh no. Okay.
And they are blaming the leadership here in the city and the state and the federal, the lawmaker.
For not cracking down on crime? Is that?
Yeah, for not doing anything. They've allowed it to get worse and worse. And as their spokesperson got up, she was the family spokesperson. She made it very clear that this has gotten out of control. That our city never looked like this. It used to be a very good city, and now it's just full of crime, drugs, and nobody's being held accountable.
Well, no, if anything, a lot of that cities, like a lot of these major liberal cities, they're fighting authority that want to stop it. Fighting the ICE that want to stop it. And it's just crazy. And what do they stand for, really, Daniel? What does the left stand for?
Chaos.
Maybe. I think
Yeah,
you're right.
they stand against law and order.
Yeah.
They're obstructionists, and just like that thing that charade that they pulled on the HSI that was doing they went in with warrants. They everything was to the book. They went in there to protest against them, and many of them did get pepper sprayed and tear gas because they were trying to. They all had their wet towels and were trying to get it off. As a matter of fact, the ones that turned around and started attacking me, claiming that these were my people, were trying to get the pepper spray out of their eye.
Oh.
Adelita was not one of those. And I
Well,
saw her go walking across the road with her little crew.
if she was one of those, I'm sure that would have been videotaped, because it's not a pleasant experience, I understand, to get pepper sprayed. It takes hours to recover.
Had she been pepper sprayed, it would have been all over they would have shown her being pepper sprayed, because there were all kinds of cameras there.
She'd have been on her knees crying like most of them, because I understand it's a not a pleasant experience.
No, they weren't having fun, the ones I talked to.
Yeah. It's not I volunteer for. In fact, the guy I work with, my business partner, Chris Moorhead, he's been in the auxiliary with the Yuma County Sheriff's Office. And part of that program to carry pepper sprays, you have to endure it yourself. Same with the taser. You have to endure it yourself. He's done both. He says, I'd take a taser any day. And I know taser can't be a fun ride. That's another thing I would be looking forward to.
No, yeah, it's just it's amazing that people you know, we all know that politicians aren't the most honest people.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's sad because they should be upstanding honest people, but to be such a blatant liar,
Well,
that's really bad.
the politicians you speak of that live under the guidelines of the ends justifies the means have carte blanche to say and do anything they want, and they're proud of it. And that, I think, resides mostly on the left. There could be some Republicans, but it's going to be a very minor part of them. And we need to have people open up. But they've had the press cover them for them so much, people don't know what the truth is anymore. They don't know. You know,
That's so true. The press is not honest at all.
they're getting better because they have to, because they're not a majority like they used to be. They're losing their edge. So more and more, you even saw CNN went up to Minneapolis to prove that Nick Shirley was a fraud. They walked away embarrassed. So now we're having even liberal press that can't cover the lies anymore. They can't cover it. It's just they're too obvious. I don't know what's going to happen to these CNNs and stuff, but they're going to have to get on board and start talking about what reality, what's reality, and stop hiding what we all see. Like we're going to have to start believing our lying eyes here in a minute.
Yep. I'm really hoping that's what happens this time. It's got so bad that there's no denying it. Like the TV, the news here, local news, lied about Food City. They didn't lie; they just kind of deceived everyone and said, "Well, it's closing because the foot traffic has slowed down." So I went, held a press conference, and they did film it, and then they had to back step on what they had said and actually admit that store was closing behind the crime and the homelessness. You know, the homeless are just walking in and stealing anything they want. Nobody wants to go shopping there because you got to walk by everyone using drugs and the prostitutes. I mean, it's bad.
And what the press does is a lie, though. I mean, if you tell a half truth in order to deceive, it's still a lie to me. And that's what they've been doing for years. So the foot traffic going down is absolutely probably a fact because nobody wanted to shop there anymore. But it doesn't talk about the rational reason behind it and what Food City's problem really was. The problem wasn't foot traffic; it was a result of all the allowing the drugs and allowing all the shoplifting and all that stuff because we have no handle on stopping criminals because we're too soft on crime.
Yep. No, it's bad. They just let everyone walk away with whatever they're doing here, and it's gotten out of control.
Yeah, well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate you standing up for it, buddy. It's going to be a turbulent year.
All right. Well, we'll be seeing you soon.
Take care, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That was Daniel Gutierrez. He's been running for that office. That's held by Grijalva again, different Grijalva, but and he doesn't quit. And God bless him and support him hugely. But he's up against a mountain. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Hey, good morning, Russ. Happy New Year.
Good morning. Happy New Year, man.
I think I have a good segue into after Mr. Gutierrez. The other day on YouTube, I saw Dolly Parton was in Ireland. I think it had to be an older show, but because she looked a lot younger.
Oh.
But she was in Ireland, and you have to say that I think that when we have our celebrities go abroad, they are actually ambassadors to America. Would you agree?
Yeah, they're going to get attention as such. So yeah.
Well, I say they are ambassadors. They certainly should not talk against America when they're abroad. But Dolly Parton, she was finishing a tour. She ended up in Ireland, and she thought she wanted to just sit in one of the pubs and enjoy the crowd.
Okay.
And of course, they noticed her, and they coaxed her up on stage, and she sang with them.
Okay.
And she's a conservative, she's a mega.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you compare her with that lousy rat scumbag, Rosie O'Donnell.
Okay.
Okay. You compare her to Barack Obama, who went nation to nation and bowed to all the kings that he met. And people need to understand, when he bowed, he bowed with it below the waistline. He did a deep bow.
Yeah.
That is a sign of subserviency. Barack Obama, President of the United States. When you have SCOTUS Ginsburg going to I think it was Iraq when they were having their first elections, she goes over there and denounces the Constitution. You compare those people with our people, and I want you to remember, we outnumber them. We're just the silent majority. Silent in all caps and underlined 100 times, and that's the problem.
Right.
The fact that people keep shouting, "We need to stay quiet." That's BS. I'm not saying we throw rocks and spit and do the things they do, but we need to train ourselves up, get a knowledge base, and put it back in their face. You know what Nicki Minaj is? Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
You know what just happened to her?
Well, no, but I know she spoke positively about Republicans. That's probably going to pay a price.
She did. Oh my God. Now here's the thing. I mean, I don't know who she was, so I called a friend of mine's daughter, and what's this music about? She said, "You don't need to listen to that. It's very vulgar." Well, of course, I need to listen to it because I need to know what we're talking about here. And my God, it is very vulgar. Yeah. It is degrading to women.
Yeah.
It is degrading to the black race. And that's what she's stepping away from. That's what she wants to step away from. She went and talked to that Charlie Kirk's wife and said she was now mega because she understood. Do you know what they're doing to her? That side, that great side that everybody wants to reach across the aisle and be friends with, kumbaya. Do you know what they did to her?
No.
They have a petition out to deport her.
Is she a U.S. citizen?
And she said, I don't know, but if she is or she's not.
Okay.
If she's not a U.S. citizen, then what the hell is she doing here? Now all of a sudden they want to blow the whistle on her.
Okay.
So I don't know. But that's who we're dealing with. These, I don't know how anybody can say they're a friend of a Democrat. I just don't. That says a lot about the person who would allow themselves to be friends to a Democrat. That's tantamount to being friends to the VC in Vietnam. They are the most vile, unhuman people that you can come across. If Hitler and the Confederate nation of this country dehumanized the black people, and Hitler dehumanized the Jewish people and the Catholics and the Gypsies, that holds true for the Democrat people. They are not human. You listen to what they say, and you listen from the perspective they speak from.
Mm-hmm.
They're lost, and they need to be defeated, and they need to they're only 10% of the population.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're right.
They're a small percentage of the population. So how are they getting all these votes?
Well, there's probably long discussions about that, and I don't know that all of it is completely above board. Yes.
Larry Elder, they recalled that rat Newsom. They call him Newscum.
Yeah.
And they had a recall election,
mm-hmm.
and he won again.
I know.
He won again.
Yeah, there was.
Do you really think he won that election?
No.
So look at what they're doing to this girl, Nicki Minaj. She wants to break away from that genre of just presenting all of this degradation of women and black people.
And
so long as she continues to do that, they love her.
And she is not a citizen. She has a legal green card. She's here. She's got a permanent legal green card. She was born in Trinidad, and but she's not dangerous, except to the left's cause. Maybe they want to make a point.
Well, she's dangerous now to the left's cause.
Yeah, and
any black.
You think if ICE came to come get her, that the left would fight and try to stop ICE?
No, they would cheer. They would cheer because that's what they want.
But yet the one that's peddling drugs to their kids and robbing and raping, they throw rocks at ICE. That's crazy.
Well, and then we have to hold true because if she's got a green card and the green card is expired, she needs to go.
It's not. It's not. Apparently, she's completely legal. From what I'm reading, she's completely fine. But she's probably a good citizen, even if you don't like her music.
Right, but the call to take that stand to deport her.
Oh, that just shows the vileness of this.
Yes.
Yes.
So, I don't know. That man is a great man, Gutierrez.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy was betrayed by the Republican Party, and nobody can say anything different.
I can,
I think we would have won. I think we would have won if the Republican Party would have gotten up behind him. I think we would have won in New York if the Republican Party would have gotten behind the conservative side.
I'm going to disagree with you, but that's okay. You're entitled to that opinion.
I mean, if there's communism encroaching in this country, it's not because of the Democrats. It's because of the Republicans allowed it. The Republicans laid down for that man, and that's sad. And for him to get up the way he is, that is a great American.
He is.
He runs for senator.
He's a proud Republican. He is.
So,
all right.
Well, that's my 2 cents.
Take care, buddy. You take care. Bye bye. Something I wanted to talk about. Let me see if I can find it again, because I keep getting sidetracked. My fault. And I don't know. Yeah, I can find it. I can't find it. Let me take a break. I'll be right back. AM 560, KBLU.
There's a man in D.C.
New Year's holiday weekend weather forecast, partly cloudy and 72 on Friday, 55 on Friday night, cloudy and 73 on Saturday, cloudy and 56 on Saturday night, 74 and partly cloudy on Sunday.
To be a part of Russ's show, call 928-344-5258. That's 928-344-5258.
You ever wonder why Verizon charges twice as much as Pure Talk for the same basic service? Think it might have something to do with the fact that Verizon spends $12 billion a year on advertising and promotion? That's billion with a B? Yeah. Pure Talk doesn't spend that kind of money on commercials. That's why they can offer unlimited talk, text, and plenty of data on a blazing fast 5G network for just $25 a month. Save an additional 50% off your first month when you dial pound 250 and say the words micro. That's pound 250, micro.
What's up, Yuma, and hello, Russ Clark Show listeners. Johnny Porter here, and I just made the switch to Allo Fiber, and it's a game changer. Lightning fast speeds for streaming, working from home, and gaming. No buffering or slowed down speeds. It's time to ditch the glitch and switch to Allo Fiber.
The coward. AM 560 KBLU, Russ Clark with you. I got something here from a listener that when we were talking about swearing in on the Bible versus Quran, and OG was very, adamant that it was not acceptable. And this caller or listener just really disagrees that is pure BS. In this country founded in God we trust. That inauguration should be nullified due to the fact that they'll swear in oath, etc., on the Bible. You can take an oath on whatever you want in your country, but here that should not be allowed. You are serving the USA, and this is how we do it. I just can't believe the crap that goes on these days. We swear an oath. I would disagree. We can swear in an oath on anything, and I just want to give some examples of those that have done it. In 1825, John Quincy Adams swore on a book of law. He took the swearing in of the presidency on the book of law to reflect his belief in the separation of church and state. Theodore Roosevelt took the oath without any book, and he took it in a hurry after President McKinley was shot. Thomas Jefferson didn't use a Bible for his oath, and they're not sure what he used. There's been rumors that he used the Quran because he owned the Quran. In fact, that Quran has been used to swear in some people of Congress. And but they think he might have used a book of law of something, but they're not sure. But he didn't use the Bible. Lyndon Johnson sworn in on Air Force One using a Catholic missal, a prayer book found on the plane. So he used a prayer book. Calvin Coolidge claimed he didn't use a Bible in his first swearing in, as was custom in Vermont, though his mother's Bible was nearby. I think, we have a Judeo-Christian type country. There's no question in my mind. I think most people agree with that. And some people hate that fact. But there's no ruling or anything. It's been a tradition from George Washington on that the swearing in was done with a Bible. And of course, you see it in many courts of law and stuff. Not all of them anymore, but you do see it and out there. But I don't think it. I don't think it's required. It's up to the voters, though. If voters look at it and say you voted in, you swore you wouldn't use a Bible, then they can make that determination that that's not somebody we keep in office. But you can swear in on whatever you want, and I think it tells something. I think it tells something about the person that's doing that they purposely run away from tradition and faith at that point, and that's. And they want that exposed. They want it exposed. Well, that's up to them. They can do that. Phone lines are open, 928-344-5258. I started talking about Putin in his speech for New Year's, I've got a phone. I did say the phone lines are open. Let me take it. You're on the air. Good morning.
Russ,
Ted again.
I just want to assure your last caller that I have been wearing out those offices in D.C. in Phoenix.
Oh, I know that. I do know. I know you probably are on their hit list. Is like, oh no, here he is again. Okay.
I just want to assure him that I am standing up for us and I am wearing their behinds out.
And that makes a difference, Ted. I mean, we say it all the time, call your congressman, call him, let him know how you think and all that. And you're one of the ones that stands up and does that. And some people feel, well, I called him and nothing happened. Well, that's going to happen a lot. They're going to weigh public opinion. They're going to weigh it. But the more people that call, the more public opinion, then the more chance of moving the needle. And that just got to be done.
I'm trying to get 3 federal prisons to get the prisoners to call in too.
Okay, just have them all call in. Okay.
They're citizens.
Yes,
they're citizens. They haven't had their citizenship taken away.
What about Nicki Minaj? Should she call it?
Sure.
She's not a citizen. She's a green card holder.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter to them.
No,
it doesn't matter to them if they're legal or not.
Yeah. Well, she's not illegal at all. She's very.
I know that.
Yeah. But it's amazing the left wants her deported now because of her political ideology. Nothing else.
Well, sure.
But if your political ideology is okay and you're a murderer and a rapist, you're fine. We'll throw rocks and ice for you.
Sure.
That's amazing. But
we got 3 congresswomen that ought to be locked up.
Well,
at least for a night, at least for one night.
I think they're really looking at Omar on whether or not she lied on her application. They think they know that she did her application to become a citizen, which can be turned over. That can be, you can be denaturalized. It's not common.
Right.
I think there's less than 10 a year, and it takes a little bit of court time to do that. But it can happen if they can show.
They tried to denaturalize the South.
Oh, you mean during the Civil War? You're still fighting the Civil War, the War of Northern Aggression?
It's never been over. The philosophy, the ideology behind all of that is still there.
I know. I know people in Georgia. I do.
Like I said,
War of Northern Aggression. I know.
Yeah, Northern Aggression by the industrialists. Yep.
I got you.
Long live the South.
It's alive and good because the North is very gracious in their victory.
please. Here we go.
That's right. North
Am I gonna? Did you change your name to Bernie?
No, no. But even Lincoln and Grant both were very much on their citizens, and we want to get back to normal as fast as possible. So, even though not everyone in the South that appreciates that fact, they want to keep the rhetoric. And at this point, it's just more rivalry than rhetoric. But it's okay.
Exactly.
All right,
it's like a good football game.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Take care, buddy.
All right, you too.
All right, bye-bye. That was Ted. I think he's from the South. I got the phones on hold for a second. Let me just get this Putin story out real quick. He says this war is a fight for survival, nation survival. We believe in you and our victory, talking to his audience, which is Russians. He's talking, we believe in you and our victory, and it's coming. And he says the struggle for Russia's homeland is truth and justice and a determination to press ahead despite mounting losses and his international pressure. And then Dmitry Medvedev, and he's the ex-president, Putin's Security Council deputy, said, a victory in Ukraine, surely we believe that it is near, that's coming. So they're doing all this while peace talks are going on. And you remember General Jack Keane, he's now a news guy, but, retired general. He's like in his 80s, 84 or so. He said that the way Russia is right now on this invasion of Ukraine, which is at 1,418 days, he said that they can't put a tank on the battlefield. They can't put armor on the battlefield because as soon as they do, it's just blown up. It's just blown up immediately. The Ukrainians have become very good at using a lot of Western equipment. A lot of it is Western. Some of it they manufacture themselves, and it's Western equipment. But so what they do instead is they just put foot soldiers in, partially trained foot soldiers, because it's harder to detect, it's harder to see, doesn't make as much noise, and they're losing more people than ever. Because Ukrainians are finding those too in the long run, and we know that these lines that where the war is, there's been little gain made on either side in the last few years. It's very near stalemate. And there's Russia's on both sides at times. Ukraine goes into Russia even. But the amount of death and destruction has been escalating like crazy. But General Jack Keane is of the opinion that Russia can never win this war because they've lost aircraft that they can't replace. They've lost so much equipment and tanks that they can replace at a very slow pace, but they lose them at a fast pace that they can never catch up. The amount of people that have been lost is in excess of 1 million, but who knows? You're not going to get truth from either side completely, but you can see a lot of things on the battlefield, and that they have no chance of winning as long as the Western countries continue to supply the arms that are doing it, and Putin doesn't have near the capacity to build and make as what the Ukraine. Ukraine started out way behind. I mean, their artillery was like 1/10 of the Russian. Now they've surpassed the Russians and many of the things. They've surpassed them in UAVs. They've surpassed them in technology, information. They've surpassed them. Russia's still bigger, still has more people, but they're running out of ways to make inroads into the war at all, and yet they're claiming victory, claiming it's near, which they've been doing for 4 years. It's supposed to be a 3-day war. But Trump said that Ukraine and Russia were closer than ever to peace. I don't know what he bases that on. When you read the things that Putin is saying, just the other day, just New Year's Day out there, talking about the great victories, and that's at a time when New Year's Eve, Ukraine sent drones into Moscow and knocked out the power for 500,000 people. they've got that capability now, which that's within the last year or so that they were able to do such things because they're building, they're expanding, they're growing, they're more intelligent now, and at the same time that Russia's losing assets, losing experience. So I don't know when it grinds to a halt. I don't think any expert does, but I like listening to Jack Keane. I think Jack Keane's feet are firmly planted and has a real understanding of those things. Not every general does, uh, but I like it. And he just says as long as it continues like it is, there's no way that Russia can win at all. It doesn't mean that Ukraine can win. It just means that Russia's not going to get to be able to do that. And I don't know when people stand up in Russia and say enough's enough. I don't know, but it's kind of hard to do when you have a dictator like that. Let's take a phone call. You're on the air.
Good morning, Russ. How are you?
We're doing well. Good morning.
I want to wish you a happy new year and all of your listeners.
Well, thank you. Same to you and your family.
And just want to make sure everybody knows that the UMSP is having their meetings with great speakers, candidates coming in from all over the state, and we get to have them once because we have so many of them that want to come and speak. So make sure that you come and listen to them in person, bring your friends, your neighbors, everybody. So you will be informed, you will be educated on what the candidates stand for, and then come election time, you know exactly who to vote for.
Well, we're in a very, very tough year. It's going to be, and thanks to you, and I appreciate all you're doing. You put a lot of these things together, a lot of these things online together. We're going to get an opportunity to see the players and to see them in action, talk to them, and listen to them speeches. But this is important this year. I mean, this is a governor election this year. And,
yes, exactly. We know exactly who to not vote for, but our vote counts and it's important. So we need to make sure that we cast it for the right candidate. And so this month we're starting with moving our date up to the 20th. We're doing it the third Tuesday instead of the fourth. And we are having Treasurer Kimberly Yee. She is running for Superintendent of Public Instruction. And then we also have Keith Ware. He is the current president for the Yuma Elementary District 1 governing board. He's running for re-election. Yeah. So you want to know what they are planning on doing if elected, and if they can earn your vote and things like that. So don't miss out. It's at the Yuma Community Food Bank, and doors open at 5:30, and then the meeting goes from 6 to 7.
And there'll always be time afterwards to discuss. I think a lot happens afterwards. It takes us a while to get everything broke down, cleaned up, and all that. And there's a lot of conversation afterwards. So you can get some one-on-one time with a lot of these guests and a lot of these people and ask questions.
Yes, if you want to get ahead of the game, make sure that you get there by 5:30. You get single with the candidate. You get to get a good seat and all of that. Yeah. So yes, I want to encourage everybody to come and to know that this month we're moving it up to the 20th. So you can have it before the mandatory meeting up in state.
And Tanya, I think especially with the schedule I've seen and all that, this year's set up for a lot of great work to be done and a lot of influence, and we need it because we need to get the truth out there. We need to get the understanding out there. We need to educate.
Yes, we have great speakers scheduled through June already. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you mark your calendars. This is the only month, January, when we're going to be moving it up to the third Tuesday. But after that, it's always going to be the fourth Tuesday of the month.
Absolutely, because we got another appointment on the fourth Tuesday this month.
And then, it's the same place, same time, everything, just moving it back to the fourth. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I hope everyone has a wonderful year this year, full of blessings and health, but most of all, lots of wins for Republicans.
Absolutely. Appreciate you. Appreciate the call, ma'am.
All right, talk to you later.
Thanks. Bye-bye. I'll be right back. AM 560.
There's a man in D.C. He's 6 feet 3. He's fighting for you. He's fighting for me. He'll drain that old swamp, just like he said. He'll make America great again.
Yeah, I see. You, Russ Clark, with it. Derek Hagenberg snuck in.
Well, I didn't really sneak in.
Oh,
You can't sneak in when you're fully protected.
yeah. And I just had a call from Tanya, and somebody asked, "Well, who are you talking to?" It was Tanya Wright. I'm sorry, I thought I said Tanya, but it was Tanya Wright, who's been working with the GOP for quite some time and helping out with executives and all that stuff, and doing a lot of computer work, a lot of volunteer work. But it's all volunteers, Derek.
Yeah,
we're all volunteers.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah.
Put your time and energy. And
I was looking for a paycheck, but
yeah, I think it's overrated.
Hey, Happy New Year! Buddy.
Happy New Year to you.
Nice to see you came back from Wisconsin.
From Wisconsin, and it's nice to see you've got the same old patterns. The door's locked. Leaving outside for half hour.
I didn't know. I didn't know when you'd be coming.
No,
or if. No.
Well,
last week I had nobody.
I was told there was no show.
Really?
Yes. It was on the calendar. So, I would have actually been here, phone it in.
Oh, okay.
All good.
No big deal.
What you got? You got a huge stack over there. What else you talking about?
Many things that I'll never get to.
Okay.
In fact, I want to talk about, who Jonathan Turley is.
Yes.
Lawyer type of guy and a lot of commentary. And I think another grounded, good common sense.
Well-rounded, well-spoken, grounded guy appears to be.
Yeah. And he's talking about the Trump Kennedy Center. He put his name on it. Was that a good idea for you think, to put that up there?
I don't know. I think it could be both. Number one, I think they were down a path that they were doing some silly stuff, and him reining it in and bringing it back. I think so. I don't mind it, but at the same time, because he's there sitting, I don't know that he needs to name it after him while he's in office. If it was, but
he has infuriated many on the left. I mean, they're just vibrating like normal, I guess, and think that this is a big deal, which actually helps him in some ways in that it distracts from.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can focus on that and let me do my work.
Yeah. And that's what I wonder is there enough things out there that let me just do enough to, it's kind of like when you have a paper cut and you keep bumping it and it just hurts profusely. You don't notice anything else. Are there enough paper cuts out there that just distract?
He talks about, now there's a Democrat representative, Joyce Betty. She's an ex-official member of the board, of that board, which they brought in a lot of woke stuff and trans reading of children stuff. Yeah. That was terrible. She announced her lawsuit over the name change. She said, as a threshold matter, I will address the legal rather than the policy basis for the change. Many of us chafed at the renaming of the center, which was a memorial to an assassinated president. However, what people want to know is whether the change can be challenged. The answer is yes, but it will not necessarily be easy or certain in its outcome. So I guess even though she hates it, she recognizes that.
Which the irony is you're going to take more than likely money out of the center because it's probably not her money. You're going to waste money on frivolous lawsuits when you're stating that you don't think the outcome is certain.
Yeah.
Russ, would you bring a lawsuit if you didn't?
But no, but they got taxpayer money. They got other stuff money. They got money. They don't.
But you said the magic word. It's not her money. If it was her money, would she do it?
But probably not, because she already recognizes that it could be a lost cause, and President Trump's only going to be in office for another 3 years, and then we don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
But I didn't realize. I didn't know the history of it. I assumed it was built as a John F. Kennedy Center as a memorial. It was not.
No.
It was built in 1958. The Natural Cultural Center. That's the law. That's what it was called. Now they renamed it John F. Kennedy as an act of Congress, though. Now an act of Congress, and they put safeguards in it so that you couldn't change it. You know, there's some things you couldn't do. Well, you could change it, but they didn't want it to. They couldn't add anything. There's a law that states that no additional memorials or plaques in the nature of memorials shall be designated or installed in the public areas of the John F. Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts, which this is not a memorial. I mean, Trump's alive.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's not a plaque, and it says there are exceptions under sections 2 and 3. And if this subsection shall not apply to any plaque acknowledging a gift from a foreign country, any plaque or on a theater chair or theater box acknowledging the gift of such chair or box, and any inscription on the marble walls in the north or south galleries, the Hall of States or the Hall of Nations acknowledging a major contribution. For purposes of this subsection, testimonials and benefit performances shall not be construed to be memorials. So the language supports a congressional intent to insulate the memorial from any change. An intent. But it doesn't specifically spell it out that you can't change it.
I didn't hear you can't change the name
No.
or add to the name. I mean,
No.
and here's what's interesting to me. When you go to a fine steakhouse, name the top 3 steakhouses nationwide you can think of that are changed.
Texas Roadhouse.
Okay. Go high level.
Morton's.
Okay, one more. What's the other?
I don't know.
Ruth's Chris?
Ruth's Chris. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do it.
What was it originally named?
I don't know.
Chris Steakhouse.
Oh, was it?
Ruth bought it. Couldn't
Good
cha-
for Ruth.
Couldn't change the name.
Oh.
So she changed it to Ruth's Chris Steakhouse.
That's fascinating. I did not know that.
Isn't that the same thing? So the name's not changing. You're just adding a name to the front of it.
And supposedly Trump didn't come up with the idea. It was the board, which Trump put the board in there and said it kind of surprised him they want to change the name. He said, okay, good. I like the Trump name.
But it is interesting because, under the same kind of thought process, Ruth's Chris Steakhouse, legally she had to keep Chris's Steakhouse. Legally, it is still the John F. Kennedy Center, correct?
Right. But Jonathan Turley seems to think it's an uphill battle for them to try to do something about it. That, it's hard to say, but if they want to do something, Congress could probably do something.
Could.
But they're not going to.
No, they're so disconnected. I mean,
It's not going to happen.
Look at the vote.
There's more important things to do.
Yes, we're so separate. Look at the vote in the House when you're talking about whether people should be arrested for fraud.
Right.
I mean, 211 people voted not to arrest people.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
If you're that
Well, they're political contributors.
correct, but if you're that separated on obvious things, how are you going to come together on something like this?
Well, Carrie Kennedy, the daughter of Robert F. Kennedy and sister of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., said, 3 years and 1 month today, I'm going to grab a pickaxe and pull those letters off that building, but I'm going to need help holding the ladder. Are you in? And she's applying for a carpenter's card today, so I'll be in a union job.
Good luck to you.
That's a lot of hate right there.
And again, I would love to understand where the hate comes from that perspective.
Well, Turley looks at it from a legal aspect and says, are Kennedy family members are injured in a concrete way to satisfy standing? A social standing from historical preservation through groups can be tricky. Some may soon test those waters. It's an obvious issue for Congress to be heard. It can either ratify the board decision or it could expressly declare the change to be invalid and clarify that additional memorial encompasses any name change. Either resolution may prove difficult with a heavily divided Congress. Soon a judge may join, and put their opinion on there. But
ironically, nobody a year ago was talking much about the Kennedy Center, correct?
Not in a positive tone.
Okay. Now, major media,
Yeah.
minor media,
Yeah.
everybody's talking about it. I mean, realistically, if you say injured, you're drawing more eyeballs, more wallets, more attention to the Kennedy Center.
More contributions,
Yes.
probably, just knowing Trump.
So, I mean, what would she be complaining about other than, oh my gosh, people are now talking about
Well,
my family again?
well, the thing she complained about is her feelings are hurt.
Oh, okay.
Feelings are hurt. Don't like it.
So it's not about what's right for the center and right for the memory of her family.
Right.
It's her
And
feelings.
I wonder what she feels about all the other lefties pulling down statues and
Yeah.
memorials.
Well, that doesn't affect her because it's
No.
about her.
Yeah. Yeah, that's probably true. You see Mandani took office.
I did.
Right after. I mean, did you see any of his speech at all?
I did not.
Okay. Powerful. I mean, actually great speaker and all that. I mean, and he's just very adamant on all things he's going to do to help everybody. Which is what he says. Today is the start of a new era in New York City. It's Inauguration Day. It is also the day that the rent is due. He said, Madami framed the move as an early test of whether city government will directly confront landlords over housing conditions and step into court cases that could determine whether tenants remain in their homes. New Yorkers who attended this inauguration were returning to apartments where he said bad landlords do not make repairs. Rents rise. Residents deal with issues like cockroaches and a lack of heat. I don't know if you've ever been to some of those areas in New York, but cockroaches and rats are kind of like everywhere. I mean, even in the good ones.
Yeah.
He said the new administration will not wait to deliver action. We will stand up on behalf of the tenants of the city. And he's going to do 3 executive orders. The first executive order he's actually doing, the very first one, was to undo every executive order from the prior mayor. Interesting.
Wait. Nobody liked it when Trump did that to Biden, but it's okay that he does it too.
Yeah.
It is interesting. Okay, continue.
Yeah. With any other than with the exception of any one that he likes that he will reissue. But other than that, there's blanket gone.
Blanket gone. Got it.
Yeah. And then there's 3 housing related executive orders. One, he will make sure that 311 violations are resolved. Administration will hold slumlords accountable for hazardous and dangerous threats to tenant well-being. I mean, this is great rhetoric, but 311, I guess, I don't know what that is exactly, but it's a way to report violations.
Phone call.
Yeah, violations. And he's going to make sure they answer the phone now, I guess. He's going to create a lift task force. It's a land inventory effort designed to leverage city-owned land and accelerate housing development, which is interesting that they're going to be involved in all that. He said the task force will review city-owned properties, identify sites suitable for housing development no later than July 1st. Now, keep in mind, he says he wants to take over stuff.
Yeah, like supermarkets.
Yeah. So I don't know when he starts talking about city-owned properties and all that, and building. It doesn't say directly that he's going to have city-owned apartments, but it looks like that's what. In fact, he's going to get involved in there's a bankruptcy going on. Right, there's some guy that owns 92 of them right now, 93 properties. That it has cockroaches, and he wants to get involved with that lawsuit. Said the buildings will be auctioned to a different landlord. Which I don't know how he already knows that when it's in court.
Yeah, if it's in court and if it's in bankruptcy, it's under bankruptcy protection.
And he gives you this is an untenable situation where it is right now and all that. So today we are announcing that we will taking action in the bankruptcy case and stepping in to represent the interest of the city and the interest of the tenants, which I guess they have an interest, but it sounds like he wants to take it over.
It is interesting.
Nothing but disaster. The third one is create a speed task force, which is streamlining procedures to expedite equitable development. Equitable development.
What is equitable development?
I guess something that he likes, that he thinks is for. He says that we'll work to remove permitting barriers to slow that slow housing construction. So, which is a good thing, probably. I mean, Trump does that on a whole scale, but he doesn't single out as equitable.
Right.
He just does it as a basic policy.
Well, and again, when you say equitable, you and I may look at something and you like it and I don't. So does that mean we both have to like it to get it done?
Yeah.
Or does that mean you have to make just as much money as somebody else? Are we talking about financial?
It's gonna point out losers and winners.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
By purpose, by choice.
Yes, by choice, by skin color.
Got it.
Yeah, or heritage. He says we are a creator and interested party. The city is owed money. I didn't know that. And we will fight for safe, habitable houses while working to mitigate the significant risk of displacement that tenants face. I thought you'd like that since you're in the industry of housing industry.
When people start talking things like rent control and
Never works.
government overreach, there's always an issue, and we can talk about that in a
It
long segment.
always fails, but we'll do it better. I'll be back with Derek with Money Talk after this. AM 560 KBOU. It's 8:00.